So I watch AEW. I am a religious AEW watcher. Wow. So the thing that I noticed about AEW is you get the dark episodes that are it's all free, right? It was on TSN here. It isn't anymore. They had to repackage their deal or something.
I know. I don't get it anymore in Vancouver.
Oh, well, it's on the internet. You can get it on YouTube on Tuesday.
Sure. I just don't get it. Yeah.
The thing is that it's like remember our Saturday morning WWF shows where it was like, Hulk Hogan versus, Frank Dillinger. And he just, boom, that was
Jobbers,
it.
Yeah.
The Jobbers, yeah. So you got to get them in there, but those matches aren't that great. So then you have the following night, Wednesday night, where it was on TV, and those matches are wow, man. There was so they're having this tournament to see who can fight for the championship, right? And Kenny Omega, if you didn't know, is in AEW, and he's one of my favorite wrestlers, and he's got a new intro. He's got he's the sweeper, right? He's got two girls in bikinis that come out and introduce him, and he just comes out. He's angry, finishes his match, boom, and his old tag team partner, Hangman Page. They broke up their tag team. I don't know if anybody witnessed that, but it was a very miserable breakup. So it's heading towards those two fighting. They're gonna win the tournament. You can see it happening. They're gonna win the tournament, and they're gonna fight each other, and the winner will go for the championship. Which is a great way to do it, and the way it's building up is really cool. I miss that kind of thing. The thing
I always think though about that kind of scenario though, where it is building towards perfect. It tells me that it's not going to be perfect.
Well, these are some really good wrestlers, and not
what I'm saying is that the way the writing is going to go, I feel like it's too easy to tell that story. So right. I think it's going to be the buildup, and then Hangman's going to cost Omega the belt, or vice versa.
Well, you mean the spot?
There's just that spot. It's just a better story for me.
We'll see what they do though, right? Because the big thing that I like about AEW is that it's kind of like Image Comics, where the wrestlers are kind of in control a little more of what they're doing. Same with Image Comics. They're in control of their titles, of what they're doing there. If you watch my last video, you'll see that. So it'd be cool. This is a great test, though, to see what they're going to come up with. Because a great thing is, as you mentioned, is you can see it coming. And in the past, you kind of know what's going to happen, but is it? Because I'll tell you, man, Jericho did a segment there, and Amazing. I did not see that coming.
Amazing.
It was so good. The steak, and then they get it. It's like totally uncooked. Man.
So anyone, Jericho and MJF did a great bit where they were, where MJF's they're dueling each other. Well, I'm going to order a steak. I want it well done. Well, I want it rare, and I want it, and it just keeps going down. You know what I was actually expecting? I was actually expecting the waiter to bring out 2 cows.
Oh, that would have been fun.
It'd just be like whatever. But then they turn it into a dance number and everything. And if you've read any of Jericho's books, his mission is just to completely reinvent himself all the time and to stay fresh. And I don't think anyone's ever done it better. There's not one person that's ever done it better. The only person that I could see that I can compare it to, and I mean this like from back and forth was a Macho Man, from the standpoint of like, no matter what he did, you were into, whether he was a heel or he was a face, he did it the best. And he would be good guy, then bad guy, then good guy, and
he made it work. Yeah.
And he made it work. And I'm not comparing Jericho and Macho Man from the standpoint of style or wrestling. What I'm saying, right? but just the way the reinvention, because not a lot of guys can reinvent themselves, and the Macho King, and then he goes to so there was some cool stuff there. And Jericho to me has just consistently rewrote his character and himself, and it's amazing to watch.
Well, like you were saying about seeing things coming, I did not see that dance number coming at the end.
No,
and I usually don't like. I loved it, man. I thought it was so fun, and that's what wrestling should be.
They're lip syncing.
Oh my god!
But that's the thing about AEW, Chris, is that it's put. Tony is like such a smart dude, and Schiavone. No, Tony Khan, the owner.
Oh, Tony Khan, right? Sorry, yes.
I'm Schiavone too, but Tony Khan, the owner, is such a smart dude that he's not making it the anti-WWE, but he's trying to take all of those things that he loved about the WWE, or at least that's the product that I see. All the things that I loved about the WWE that maybe they've gotten away from because it's just turned into such a thing that you can tell these stories over here now that you couldn't tell over there. And they're bringing guys like Arn Anderson in and all these guys that,
Tully Blanchard,
Snake, and it's really frustrating because I think that when you think of the guys that are still locked up in WWE, that would be great assets down there from a writing standpoint and things like that. It would be amazing. So I will keep tuning in as best as I can.
Well, another thing about Jericho that I see, I one of my most despised wrestlers ever is Shawn Michaels. I can't stand his face. And now that he's like this religious guy, I hate him even more. The last, dude, prayer is the last result of a scoundrel, my friend. Lisa Simpsons 19 whatever. Prayer is the last resort of a scoundrel. That is my humble opinion on that, and I can't stand him. Chris Jericho is putting over wrestlers. He put Orange Cassidy over, man. The wrestler that everybody deemed as the fake guy, puts his hands in his pockets, he doesn't do much. Man, Jericho saw something in him and he put him over, and he did an amazing job at that. He's not like, I'm Chris Jericho, I can't lose. Like you can't do that to me. You can't put me in this position. No, man, Jericho's for the team. And that is really cool. And I think it shows with everybody in the whole federation, the wrestling federation. Yeah. John Moxley, what a champion. He gets in there. And, he's a little bit of a low talking mumbler guy. It's really funny to hear. Who did I think it might have been Jericho. I think it was Jericho that did an impression of John Moxley. And it was just awesome. It was
the thing is, it's like, I almost look at it as like, hey, they're Tony's offering an opportunity for these guys to come in, and Jericho and KOTE and all these people were part of it. And it's almost like, all right, it's not the second chance league, but it's like, we're going to do it right here. And we're going to do it at least the best. And they haven't been perfect, but there's been some moments that have been like, but they are doing what they can to offer this. And they're the true second in wrestling. For a long time it was WWE and WCW, and then Impact tried and TNA, but this is, to me, the first time it really feels like full competition for WWE. Yeah. And I think everyone is on board with the plan and the agenda. Definitely. And you're going to see that in the results. And so it's exciting and it's great for the business. And I think anybody on either side would agree that it's exactly the same. And to the Michaels thing, well, he's doing a good job then. Because I understand your point, but if you also read Jericho's book about his time with Michaels, that was the best. Jericho's like, that's the best thing I've ever done was my program with Michaels, when he accidentally hit his wife in the face, and the two of them never got along very well. But Michaels saw like where it was going, and Jericho, and they carved out to what a lot of people are calling the greatest run of and Chris has had many of those. He did that. He did the thing with Punk, with making Punk an alcoholic. He did the thing with Kevin Owens, and now he's over here. It's just so it's very exciting to watch. And there's other guys that are doing that. I can't wait till it gets back to where it was. I can't wait to see where Edge is going to go with this thing. I can't wait to get him.
What is so Edge, you're friends with Edge. What is he doing now?
Well, he's recovering. He came back.
Had that injury.
He had the injury, and he's recovering. Right. And I have no idea what's happening with him on that regard, because I don't actually talk wrestling with him. But and whatever. But I want to keep the two of them separate, and I'm just excited to see where he's. I'm just curious
if you had an inside scoop on where he was going.
No, I wish I could break something on here, but if I broke something on here. If I broke something on here, I'm sure he'd break something on me.
Well, he can't find me. I'm just going to join AEW. That's what I heard.
I'm not. He's a WWE guy for sure. But I can't wait to see him get in there with Rollins and get in there with some of these guys that would. I mean, almost every single person on the roster, I would love to see him get on there with. So, anyways, check it out, AEW, and check out WWE, and we'll get back to that next week. And
first check out AEW though, and then
of course.
I'm Chris Machete, and I create comic books.
Hey, I'm Brenton On Tour, and I drink coffee and talk about it in the other thing that I do.
And together we are
the Kids on the Escalator Podcast.
Exclusively on the network where all the cool shit happens.
Exactly. Tuesday nights, you can catch us
on the Dean Blundell Network. Well, you will find good times.
Rad dudes.